Good morning. Have you got a pressing issue that you're struggling with your voice? Is there something that you don't like about your voice or your presentation style? Because today, this is a live video that I do every single Wednesday, live into my Facebook group and also onto my YouTube channel to really help you speak with confidence, with conviction, and with authority when you speak. So today I'm going to be answering 3 questions from my YouTube channel, and anyone who wants to ask a question live can just post below the video that you're seeing. So welcome to the show today. My name is Elisa James. I'm a holistic voice and presentation coach, and you'll see me going live into this group, the Find Your Voice Aspiring Speakers Club, and also live on YouTube. Now, of course, anything can happen. This is live, and I do stop the show every now and then to check out the comments below. So anywhere that you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, you can just comment below the video that you're seeing right now live, and I can answer you while I am live. So let's get stuck into it today. I went over to my YouTube channel and I checked out some of the recent comments. And these are things that people struggle with all the time, and they're very, very common. The very first one, I'm going to answer these in turn, is should we always be conscious of speaking on the exhale or only when we're nervous? The second one is when I speak loudly, I seem very aggressive. So how do I handle that? And the third one is how can anyone project their voice for singing or just the talented few? Now, these are questions that I grabbed from my YouTube channel, and there's thousands and thousands of comments, which is really cool. So I've got loads of content to go through. But if you have something, if you're watching this and there's something that you're struggling with around voice, or you have a pressing question, you have 2 choices. One is to actually comment below right now, and I can answer your question live. Or if you're really brave, you can put your hand up and say, pick me underneath this video, and I will invite you live to join this program so I can coach you on the air. And what happens when you get coached by somebody is that you have massive breakthroughs to your own vocal expression, and you get to help people at the same time. Now, I know that that's really scary for some people because being on air or live on video is one of the things that they struggle with. But I can assure you 100% that you can get over it. And putting your hand up and being brave and saying, pick me, will help you get over that first little hurdle of you being afraid of being seen and being heard. Because we're all afraid of being judged, right? All of us. This is a normal human condition. We're all a little afraid of what people will say and think and do when we speak. But we've got to get over that, because how are we going to live a full life, fully, authentically self-expressed, if you don't step up and make some noise, right? So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to encourage you and hold your hand every step of the way. Nobody's left behind. So please let me know what you're struggling with. I would love to help you. Okay, you can find this replay on, how do I show this? Show. It didn't click. Oh, the Voice of Confidence TV. Okay, let's go to question number 1. Question number 1. Now, I can't remember the name of this lady, but I'll put it below and I'll tag them on my YouTube channel so they can see that I've answered it. Should we always be conscious of speaking on the exhale or only when nervous? Now, this is a really great question because not many people actually think about the way that they speak or sing. If you're naturally gifted and you're just speaking or singing, we don't necessarily think about that too much. And this is where people get into trouble. When you're not consciously aware of your vocal instrument and how it's used effectively, all sorts of things can go wrong. And the very first thing that goes wrong is people hold their breath. Literally, people just hold their breath. So to answer this question, yes, we're always speaking and making sound on the exhale. Always. Every single time we make a noise out of our mouth, wee, whatever the noise is, we're breathing out to make our vocal folds move. We have to. Our vocal folds cannot be activated at all unless it's with airflow. So here's the thing. I want you to get this very simplistic visual aid inside your head for a second. When we blow air up the windpipe, up the trachea, it blows with conscious thought, of course. It blows the vocal folds into a vibration. And when the airflow is managed correctly and given the right air pressure, which is one of the things that I teach, then those vocal folds will be super well behaved and make beautiful sound for you to be able to speak. So to recap, the vocal folds cannot move without airflow. So the answer is yes to this question. We should always be conscious of speaking on the out breath. Absolutely. But here's the thing. Some people speak with too much air and some people speak with not enough air. Either way is going to give you some issues. If you speak with too much air, it makes you sound really underconfident and like a little girl. And you could even be using a higher pitch with too much air. And then when I force a higher pitch with too much air, it goes wobbly. So we've got to be very careful not to use too much air, but you also don't want to strangle your voice and use not enough air, because that's when you get a lot of noise in the sound and it becomes very throaty sounding and very strangled feeling. So we need to really utilize that airflow and then adjust it according to our ears. What do we hear and what do we feel? You see, voice is very kinesthetic. Is very, very much about how does it feel when I speak? Does it feel confident and flowing and relaxed when I speak and when I sing? That's what you want to ask yourself. So a very simple exercise to really understand this, speaking on the exhale, is simply this. Put your hands on your tummy muscle and say out loud, when I'm speaking, my belly moves in. That's all you have to do. Take a breath. When I'm speaking, my belly moves in. That's all you have to do. Every time you speak, when your belly moves in towards the spine, the air is flowing out. I want you to really think about that when you speak. Then everything will stay really calm, really smooth, and really confident. Okay? Great. Now, next one. Number 2, this is a gentleman on my YouTube channel. He says, when I speak loudly, I seem aggressive. How can I handle this? This is a great question too, because I've heard from some students and colleagues of mine, for instance, that the perception of other people when they speak is that the person that's speaking is loud and aggressive and annoying and egotistical. That's what sometimes people think of you when you speak too loudly. But here's the thing. You're speaking loudly incorrectly if that's the perception that you're giving to others. So here is the magical bullet for this to solve this issue. When you're speaking loudly, as though you're projecting towards the back of the room, yes, we're going to raise our pitch and we're going to raise our volume. Absolutely. But if you keep it at that loud level like this, at the same pitch over and over and over again, people are going to be backing off from you. They're absolutely going to be shying away from you. In fact, some people are very triggered by loud noises. They're just super triggered. So the second that you speak loudly, some people might get all, upset or shut down over that. Purely because loud voices do trigger some people. So please be aware of it. When you're speaking loudly, start to be a little bit more conscious of how people are reacting to your voice. The sound of your voice can build bridges between people, or it can build walls. How you speak and how you sound is going to have a massive effect on the person that's listening to you. So if you're speaking too loudly, what I suggest is this. You use some more musical inflection in your voice so it doesn't sound like you're yelling at someone and angry and aggressive. Think about this. When your parents or somebody was yelling at you in the past, especially as a child, how dare you do that, blah, 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 or in some sort of horrible argument, people get really riled up. Absolutely. But when they're riled up and aggressive and angry, They go higher, louder, same pitch. It's all in the same pitch. This is why it sounds aggressive. When I'm speaking, and I do a lot of public speaking, live in front of thousands of people sometimes, or singing, and also live in front of thousands of people online and all over the world. When I'm speaking loudly, I make sure that I add musical inflection, because musical inflection will take the edge off your voice. So I want you to go up in pitch and then go back down. Go up and then go back down. The second that you use that musical inflection, it's called prosody. When you use more prosody in the way that you speak, it sounds less aggressive and far more engaging. That's what's going to make the huge difference between sounding aggressive by being loud and sounding engaging and exciting by being loud. You can absolutely do that. Let me jump over to the comments for a second. LP, lovely to see you here. Great question, and thank you for showing us to speak loudly in a safer way. You are very, very welcome. Yeah, look, guys, when you're speaking loudly, you can absolutely speak loudly, but you need to use your side muscles. You need to project properly. You need to have your consonants being used very effectively. Use your articulators, your support. There's a lot of things that you can do wrong when you're trying to project. But when I teach projection, I teach it in both my online courses and my group classes and my VIP classes. It's super important to learn it correctly. I teach projection from the correct muscles. And that is, when you're using the correct muscles, you can project and shout and sing as much as you like, because you're using the correct muscles in your respiratory function, but you're not straining your phonation system. Super important to know the difference between projecting correctly and projecting not correctly or incorrectly. Okay. Now, last question of the day is this. Can anyone project for singing or just the talented few? This is a really great question. Now, first things first, let's get down to singing. So many people are afraid of singing. So many people. And this is what I've found. When people come to me for public speaking training, what they find is there's a big blockage around being seen and being heard, making noise and being visible in space. To people in public, to people on camera, to people online, all of that. There's a big fear about being seen and being heard. So if there's a fear about saying the wrong thing or being judged or criticized when you speak, guaranteed it's going to be there 100 times worse for singing. So here's what you need to do. You need to get confident and singing wherever you go. Just continue singing. So whenever you're just walking around the house, to get confidence in projecting your own speaking voice and singing voice, occasionally when you're walking around the house, just walk around the house and pick up an object. It's like, today I'm going to sing about my microphone. My microphone is broken. It's unfortunate, so I can't use it anymore. It doesn't matter what you sing about, but the second that you just let go and have fun and give yourself permission to play, you will start to be able to use your voice and project it for singing or for speaking. You've got to lose your fear. You've got to face your fears and just work through them. I had a motto that I really lived by for a very long time, because I used to suffer terribly from stage fright. Oh my God, I can't even tell you how bad it was. Almost as bad as Barbara Streisand. And she vomits profusely. Yeah, she vomits every single time before she goes on stage. Every single time. She gets that nervous. I used to be almost that bad. I don't think I vomited, but I was almost that bad too. So I lived by this motto: feel the fear and do it anyway. And I did everything out of pure persistence and determination. That persistence and determination led me to here, where I am today. 35-year career in the entertainment industry. I speak all over the world. I have students all over the world. I have the most incredible life. And it's because I faced my fears. That's all I did, guys. I just faced my fears. I felt the fear and I did it anyway. So if you're feeling every single time that you speak and you go to express yourself, whether it's singing or acting or speaking, it doesn't matter. It's all self-expression. Just start to sing around the house. Like literally, I'm making the bed, I'm making the bed. Think of a song that you really like and just make up new words to it. That's the easiest way to get over your fear, and just walk around the house. And when you start to build confidence in yourself, you can start singing to your dog or your bird or your cat or your husband or your children. No judgment will be within your family. And if there's judgment and your partner judges you for bad singing or whatever, like who cares? Just say, look, I love singing. I don't care if I'm bad or you think that I'm bad. I love it. And this is the way that I'm going to express myself because I'm allowed. I'm a human being. I have the right to be heard. I have the right to express myself vocally in front of anyone that I feel like, because I'm not hurting anybody and I'm being true to myself. Stand your ground. Who cares if you're not going to be a professional singer? You don't sound as good as Christina Aguilera. Who cares? Really? Who gives a flying? Really? It's not about that. It's about expressing yourself fully and freely, unabandoned, unapologetic. That's the place that we all need to get to. It's super important for your own growth and your own health, like really, and your own sanity. Believe me, when I didn't feel heard or seen or respected, and I know it sounds weird, but I didn't in my relationships, I was super unhappy, very frustrated and very angry about not being heard, angry about not having a voice in my relationship. That was tough. So luckily for me, as a performer, I had an outlet, a safe outlet that I was being paid for. But how many people don't have that outlet? You must have a self-expression outlet. You must. It is imperative for your mental health, for your spiritual health, and for your physical health. Sorry, I'm on a rant, but this is super important. Okay, let's see. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Yes. Thank you. You got it. LP, you got it. It is so important. Just get out there and do it. And don't judge yourself. Just get out there and self-express. And every time you do it, you'll get better. Even if you're singing, you will improve. Absolutely. It's not for the talented few, guys. Singing is for everyone. We have been given a voice. I believe in God. God gave me a voice. If you've been given a voice box, it's for a reason. Go and use it. Okay? Everyone has one. Okay, great. Banana Joint. What a great name. In YouTube says, how to get better in front of the camera and like your voice more. Fantastic question. Okay, here is just the bottom line, Banana Joint. Of course, you can join my class anytime. I have classes starting regularly. There's another one starting in about a month's time. And you're very, very welcome to join my on-camera confidence class. But here's the thing. You'll get lots and lots of tools and tips and training and all sorts of things on camera, absolutely inside the class. But the very best thing you can do first is start going live on Facebook. Just go live on Facebook and say hello to some people. That's the very first thing you need to do. The second that you start to record yourself on camera and watch it back, you can start to see how you can improve as a speaker. It's the very, very best way forward. So thank you so much for this question. It's a great question. Inside my YouTube channel, actually, you'll see at least, I think, 3 videos now I've done on camera confidence. One specifically, so Banana Joint, look up camera confidence specifically. There's one around that. The one that was released yesterday was around how to look professional and show up as a professional on Zoom. And then there's another one of 5 tricks to getting ready to go live, things that you need to know before you go live. So check those out on my YouTube channel, and I'm sure that you'll get a lot of value out of that as well. So thank you so much for coming in and giving me that question. You're very, very welcome. So I want to see you, Banana Joint. I want you to, I don't know your real name, it sounds so funny. I want you to join my Facebook group. So if you jump over to Facebook, if you're on Facebook, then type in the Find Your Voice Aspiring Speakers Club. And inside that group, you'll see I go live every single week, twice a week, and I answer lots of questions inside there too. And then you'll find out more about my classes. So come and join us over on that platform, and you're welcome to practice inside any of my private groups. My student groups have 2 private groups that they can practice in anytime, and everyone gives feedback and support and encouragement. And then inside my free group, which is Find Your Voice Aspiring Speakers Club, anyone can go live multiple times a week and just introduce themselves. And that way it gives you a little bit of practice in a safe space. Okay? Right, fantastic. So there's no more comments. We've had some lovely people joining us this morning. Thank you so much. Remember, if you're watching, you can watch this on the Voice of Confidence TV live or in the replay. If you're watching this on YouTube, please, underneath the video, just put hashtag replay and any comments that you'd like. If this gave you value, I'd love to know. Or if you have a question, I would love to know. I always go through my comments multiple times a week and I write them down and I make sure that I include those in my Wednesday live show, answering your comments on YouTube. Now, I have a special invitation for those brave souls out there that want to do live coaching. If you check out the live video from last Wednesday, you'll see that I coached somebody live like this on StreamYard side by side, and I helped her through a few problems that she was having regarding voice and presentation. I'm happy to do that for free, no fee. All you have to do is put under the video, pick me, and I will PM you and make sure that we set up a date and a time. It's every Wednesday around 8:30 to 8:45. All right, so you guys have a wonderful day. It was my pleasure to serve you again today. My name is Elisa James. I'm the founder of the Voice of Confidence public speaker training course and also the founder of this group in Facebook, Find Your Voice Aspiring Speakers Club. And as a voice and presentation coach, it's my absolute pleasure and passion to be helping you speak up and speak out so you can sound confident and competent when you speak at work. I'll see you next time. Bye.